What the medicine shows you that you're not ready to see. Demystifying Plant Medicine, Part 2. The medicine does not give you what you want. This is the thing that nobody tells you when you're curious and hopeful and sitting with the question of whether to journey. You imagine revelation, clarity, a beautiful dissolution of the things that have been troubling you, followed by a gentle return to yourself, lighter, cleaner, newly oriented. Sometimes it's like that. And sometimes the medicine reaches into the place you've been carefully not looking and holds it up to the light. In part 1 of this series, I wrote about the journey that removed fear from my body, the one on the cruise, the river of consciousness, the cellular knowing that arrived without drama or effort. That journey was a gift given freely. I didn't have to earn it or survive it. I simply received it. The journeys I'm writing about today were different. These are the ones that cost me something, the ones I didn't fully understand until long after they were over, the ones that, if I'm honest, I would not have chosen if I had known what was coming. And they are the ones that changed my life most completely. The Thanksgiving journey. It was Thanksgiving Day, my children were with their father for the weekend, and I felt called to spend the day in a different kind of communion. I sat with the medicine with my partner close by in another room, held by the quiet of a nearly empty house. I was quickly taken somewhere else entirely. I felt surrounded by spirit, presences I recognized without being able to name, a density of something loving and enormous pressing close. My body became very heavy, and then, in this altered state, I saw my partner dancing among the spirits. My partner had been my guide, my person for a decade. And there he was, radiant, light, moving among these presences with a kind of ecstatic freedom I had never seen in his waking body. I smiled watching him, and then with a lurch that moved through my whole body, I understood. The spirits were taking him. He was leaving this realm, not dying in the physical sense, but leaving. Departing from the version of our shared life I had understood as permanent. I jolted back into ordinary reality and ran downstairs. He was on the couch watching television, entirely unaware of what I had just witnessed. I knelt beside him and began to beg, sobbing, shaking, not to the spirits to stop, not to the universe to explain itself, but simply, please, not yet. I am not ready to do this without him. It was not the kind of crying that releases, it was the kind that reorganizes. When the river of tears finally ran dry, the journey shifted. The presences became luminous, angel-like, connected through a geometric matrix of light, all of them gazing upward, and I was told clearly and without ambiguity, Sarah, you are ready. You are of us, and we are of you. I didn't feel ready. I felt hollowed out. But the medicine, it turns out, is not interested in your readiness. It is interested in your truth. What integration revealed. In the months that followed, I kept returning to Spirit with the same question. How am I supposed to be helping him? What is my role and what comes next? The answer every time was the same. You are not. Once, in a vision, I saw everyone in my life connected by golden, illuminated mycelium, those luminous underground threads that connect living things across vast distances, passing nutrients and information between them invisibly. I looked for my partner in the network. His threads had gone dark. Not severed violently, just quiet, complete. The way a conversation ends, not in argument, but in a natural silence, when everything that needed to be said had been said. That journey didn't make sense the night it happened. It made sense slowly, over a year of living, as my partner and I moved apart, as the decade-long chapter closed with care and without crisis, as I found myself standing at the beginning of something I couldn't yet name. The medicine had shown me the ending long before I was willing to consciously acknowledge it. It had given me time not to prevent it, but to grieve it, gently, rather than all at once. This is one of the things I've come to understand about working with this medicine. It doesn't deliver information on your timeline. It delivers it on the timeline of what your soul can actually integrate. Sometimes that means you receive something you won't understand for months. Sometimes you receive something that will take years to fully unfold. The practice is to stay in relationship with what you were shown, to keep asking, to remain a student of your own experience. The womb light journey. There was another journey that cost me something, though what it cost was different than grief. What it asked of me was surrender to something I couldn't control or direct. I was walking a dirt path in an altered state when a masculine energy approached from my right, unseen but deeply felt. Present the way certain things are present in dreams, not visible but absolutely real. "You've been here before," he said. I nodded. "I am going to give you a gift." And then he placed a light into my womb. What followed was hours of something I can only describe as labor, pacing, sweating, the deep involuntary work of the body moving something through. There was no separation between the spiritual and the physical. They had collapsed into the same experience. I was not observing what was happening. I was inside it completely. My mentor appeared beside me at some point, a former Buddhist monk who had walked with me through many thresholds. I asked him why he had once told me that dreams weren't important when this felt like the most real thing I had ever experienced. He laughed. "Sarah, I said that only so you'd remember." Later in the journey, I saw a man on a throne in the distance, not a ruler, a guardian. Stillness and strength held in a container. Months later, I would discover his image mirrored the Four of Pentacles card in the traditional tarot. The energy of holding, of stability, of protecting what had been entrusted to you. I didn't know what had been planted. I only knew that something had. In the months that followed, clarity arrived in pieces. The vision of a podcast, the opportunity to help build a resort in Costa Rica. Neither felt like it came from me in the ordinary sense. Both felt like they had arrived through me, the way a child arrives, not manufactured, but received. The light in my womb was a commission, and labor, I already knew, is not about being ready. It is about being willing. What I learned about holding space from journeys that cost me. When I sit with someone in a journey now, I carry both of these experiences with me. The one that hollowed me out and told me I was ready. The one that placed something in me I didn't choose and couldn't control. Because both of those things happen in the journey space. Sometimes the medicine brings dissolution. It shows what is ending, what is already gone, what you've been holding past its time. And sometimes it brings commission. It plants something in you and trusts you to carry it into form. Neither arrives on request. Neither can be engineered or predicted. What I can do as the person holding the container is ensure that both are safe to arrive. This is why the work of a journey facilitator is not about guiding someone toward a particular experience. It's about building a container sturdy enough to hold whatever the medicine chooses to bring, the grief and the gift alike, the dissolution and the commission, the ending and the seed. I have been both. I know how much it matters that someone steady is in the room. Next in this series, what I actually do before, during, and after a journey, and why I believe the container matters more than the medicine itself. This essay calls on Hecate, the Greek goddess of the crossroads, she who stands at the place where three paths meet and holds a torch in each hand. Hecate does not choose your path for you. She illuminates what is already there, the ending, the beginning, and the liminal space between them, where transformation actually happens. She is the guide who was present when Persephone descended, who remained at the threshold, who held the light steady so that what needed to move could move. She does not promise the journey will be easy. She promises you will not be alone in the dark. If you're feeling called to work with plant medicine and want experienced, intentional support in preparation, facilitation, or integration, I'd love to connect. You can reach me at www.goddessintraining.online. If this writing landed somewhere real, subscribe, like, share. New essays and podcast episodes arrive as they emerge, honest in real time. Thank you for being here.